Yo guys, it's me, Style Redefined, and right now I'm in the park seeing a huge flock of birds suddenly scattering. I've never seen this many birds before in one school. One school. Wow. Anyway, guys, I'm here, and today we're going to be talking about true training. What is true training? Now it's a bit windy here, so I hope you guys can still be able to hear me. Yeah? But what is true training? There's many forms of training. Now when the thought of training comes to mind, people mainly just think of the physical aspect of training. But they fail to realize the other aspects involved in training, the mental side, the spiritual side. I also mentioned in one of my previous videos, that my teacher, when he was explaining the forms of training, he mentioned it in a particular sequence. First, he mentioned the spiritual side of training. Then he mentioned the mental side of training. And then finally, he mentioned the physical side of training. Now he mentioned it in this particular sequence to show the importance of the levels in which training is to be regarded as the most sacred, the most important type. First he mentioned the spiritual side, then he mentioned the mental side. Two aspects that are nowadays forgotten quite often in terms of training. Now, with the many forms of training that are available, we need to understand one important concept when it comes to training. Training is all about one thing: self-improvement, self-development. That whatever activity you do, you become better. Your life becomes better. You improve as a person. This is in the end, this is the end result of training. That no matter what activity you may do, you end up learning something. You end up becoming better than what you were before. This is training. This is the true aspect of training. Now, if you were to just do the physical activities over and over and over again and only focus on the physical side of training, then you need to ask yourself, has your life truly been improving in any way? Yes, it will be improving on the physical aspect, but the mental side, not there. The skills that could possibly be gained by doing this kind of training is not there. For example, you might be doing the same training routine over and over and over again for one purpose, and one example I could give is the purpose of having a better physique. Now, if you're doing this training routine with this routine for the sole purpose of just wanting to improve your physique or maintain your physique, the key word here is maintain, then is this training truly a beneficial form of training? Is your life truly improving? Is your life truly evolving? Are you evolving? Are you improving? Are you upgrading yourself as a person? This is the main question. And if the answer is no, then you are not doing your training justice. Then you are not fulfilling the rights of your training. And in reality, you're not exactly wasting your time because you are maintaining yourself, but you're not improving yourself either. You're not, in the end, you're not truly coming to that resolution of ultimately improving yourself. So in the end, what can true training be? True training can be any activity that improves yourself. Even things like going for a walk can become a form of true training, if done properly. Say there might be a day where it's extremely cold or extremely hot. It might be a downpour. There might be tons of rain. It might be gloomy that day. But on that particular day, you still told yourself, it doesn't matter how the weather is going to be like. I'm gonna go for a walk on that day. That is training. Even something as simple as going for a walk on a particular day where it might not be enjoyable for yourself, taking yourself out of that comfort zone can be a form of true training. Doing something that you might not be familiar with, doing something that you're not comfortable with, can also be forms of true training. There are days when it's cold, there are days when it's rainy, and I still decide to go outside and I walk through that weather, because that right there is true training. Am I doing anything in that rain besides walking? Am I doing any martial arts training? Am I doing any calisthenics training? No. But I'm walking through that weather to train myself against the elements. And this is true training.